So this is my submission for the Cognee Cloud track. So every new developer who joins a new code base generally has the same three questions along the lines of what breaks if I change something, what like who should I ask about some module, or why does something even exist? They can be categorized along three types like impact, ownership, and provenance. Now, generally we use grep or GitHub blame, or maybe even a plain rag, but these questions can't be answered because they have more nuance. These are relationship questions. So what I have built is Graphtour. It uses Cognee as a memory layer for the LLM. These has four functions: remember, recall, improve, and forget. Now they map to the lifecycle API of Cognee. Now the remember function will ingest files and commit history, all the data to build a graph. This is what the graph looks like. These nodes are the entities, and these edges are the relationships that they carry. Now we'll see the demo for recall through these three lenses: impact, ownership, and provenance. So we are inside the repository. Now we'll query this question in the mode ownership. As we can see, our agent has responded with this response. This is a very elaborate response where it shows who is responsible with all the commit history and additional context regarding whom to ask. Similarly, now we move to the second question. This time we'll be looking at the impact mode. Now this has returned what if I what will be breaking if I change the search.py file. This traces it across to recall.py, and it also explains why this matters. We'll also look at the third query. I'm switching to the output directly because we have a limited time. Now, as we can see, we have here why does this module exist? So we have this commit history, and it tells us why it exists. Now, this was one way to use Graphtour. Now, Graphtour is also an MCP server. So what we'll do is that we'll get a plot to recall during a session. Like the agent forget everything between sessions. So we'll use Graphtour as an MCP server, and we'll see what happens. I started the Claude code in this folder where it exists. We have started Claude code here. Now, Graphtour is also an MCP server, so we'll ask Graphtour to remember something for us. So now this has been stored. Now what we'll do is we'll close this session and in a new session ask for the same insight so we can demonstrate that the memory is working. This is a fresh session. So now we'll ask this new session about what it remembers about folded API. As we can see, it has used the ask code base function and has recalled across sessions. So this was the demo. Coming back to the architecture, it's fairly simple. We ingest the code as a graph, and we store it as a knowledge graph on the Cognee cloud. We have two ways to use it. That was demoed in a CLI terminal or as an MCP server. The biggest learning I have in this project is that graph builds relationships, not raw code, and that real engineering is debugging. We had Cognize decay inside the MCP process, so we had to use the Open API script, which went straight to REST APIs, and the memory changes that agents can do. And watching Claude Code recall things it learned in a session that no longer exists, it genuinely feels good.